Welcome to a enlivening, refreshing and uplifting yoga session, yoga for everybody. That's what I'm hoping for. If we have that at the beginning as our intention, then maybe that's what's going to happen. Let's see, shall we? Let's begin standing with that kind of intention, energy and vitality and all of that. Let's come to standing on our mat. Look at yourself, put yourself right in the middle of your mat and have a look at your feet and have a look at the ground and feel your body. Maybe lift the shoulders up, breathing in, out through the mouth. Just dropping all that weight of the day, breathing in, holding the breath in and out through the mouth. Yeah, and then again, breathing in and out through the mouth. Just dropping. Maybe it's the weight of the day, maybe it's the weight of yesterday as well. Piled on there as well. Have a look at your feet. One of my top tips, bring your attention into your feet. Looking at them will bring your attention into them. Where we look is where our attention goes, which is why it's always good to close your eyes if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed. And also feeling them. So lifting the toes up, placing them down, lifting the heels up high, placing them down. Let's just get the feet a bit more energized by coming onto the outside edge of the feet. So try and, as if you're trying to look underneath the inside edge, kind of peeling the inside edges up, then placing them down. And then we're going to lift the outside edges. Maybe that's not so easy. I don't know which side is more difficult. As if we're trying to just kind of bring all the weight into the inside edge of the foot and then popping them down, having a little bit of a wriggle with the toes just randomly. And we'll bring the sides of the feet together now for our energizer. So we're trying to find this simplicity. We're flying off, we're letting all the burdens and all the kind of complexity fall away so that we can find that simplicity within us. Breathing in, interlink the fingers, stretch up, lift the heels high. Squeeze the legs together, squeeze the arms together, using the buttocks as well, using the arms, squeezing that head like a knot between the arms. Hold the breath in. And breathing out softly. Slowly, in a controlled way, out through the nostrils. The arms float down, the heels slowly float down as well. Let's try that again. Inhale. So this is filling up the battery by holding the energy, squeezing it tight, building up that energy like a shining light. And breathing out through the nostrils slowly. And through really kind of focusing on creating our own tension, being in control of the tension rather than it being in control of us. There's a lot of power in that. One more time. Inhale strongly, interlink the fingers, extend upwards, squeeze the arms together, squeeze the legs together, lift the heels high, push off the toes, really make that very dynamic and hold that dynamism. Hold the breath in and breathing out slowly and softly through the nostrils. Arms slowly and softly float down, heels floating down to the earth, and then feel that sense of, I've landed again. Put the feet apart, wide as the shoulders or wider, bend the knees. Get that nice kind of stance. Have a little bounce on the knees, let the shoulders kind of jump up and down a little bit. Breathing into the nostrils and just have a little sigh out from the mouth. Yeah. So a little bit of loosening and even more loosening by turning on that center. Let the arms fly around. Heavy arms, shoulders sinking down, chest lifted. So this is very steady. From here to here is steady. Everything else is just kind of loose. Well, the legs are strong, but they're also very fluid. So we keep the knees nice and soft or bent, and we lift up onto the toe so that when the leg twists, we're not twisting the knee. So we're protecting that. Let the arms be really super heavy. Let's take a bit longer on this. Really let the backs of the hands pop into the lower back. Yeah, whoa, good feeling. I want a bit more of that, so I'm going to take the backs of the hands. Yeah. Yeah, wherever it might want to go, wherever you can reach. I'm feeling, I want to go a little bit higher today. And then also on the lower and out to the sides. Let the sound out. Good. Bring the hands to the front of the hips. Stimulate them, give them a bit of energy, wake them up. Bring the fingers to the chest. Inhale, ah, make sound. So we're getting that breath activated. Ah, feeling your capacity for breath, that clarity and simplicity that we get from the breath. Bringing the left knee up, meeting with the right hand. So now we've cleared a little bit, hopefully, maybe got a bit of clearance, a bit of clarity. Then we're going to repattern the energy in a more useful, more efficient, in a more flowing way. With this cross crawl, simple cross crawl. Extend the leg, meet it with the opposite hand. And also this is bringing a bit of heat and energy and limbering the body. Breathing, keep your breath moving in and out through the nostrils. Keep that engine going. Leg out to the side, other arm over the head. So we've got this lovely long right side, really reaching as if you want to reach the mat on the other side. Trying to get that leg right out to the side. Breathing and moving in the time and the speed you feel comfortable. Breathing in and out through the nostrils, enjoying. Yeah. And then we're going to just come to a standing. Come to standing. Good, and just stand. Letting that all settle. Again, looking at the feet, lifting the toes, placing them down. Lifting the heels, placing them down. Just finding your feet again. Standing, steady and central. Feel that sense of groundedness, physicality, earthed. Also a sense of center. So you're grounded and centered. The feet going down into the earth, roots going down. The silver thread reaching up from the center of the crown, going up into the universe. You feel that sense of connectedness. Let the arms hang, let the chest lift, soft knees. Point the tailbone down, strong belly. Thighs slightly engaged, kneecaps lifting. Back of the neck long. Crown. Imagine the crown is lifting, like you're getting a tall crown. It's reaching up and the feet sinking down. So we've got this expansive, open channel. Breathing, close the eyes for a moment. Breathing in and out through the nostrils, steadily and evenly, feeling this sense of the mountain, Tadasana. You are at the center of your world, at the center of your universe, at the center of your life, of your experience. Good. So starting with that steadiness, open the eyes. Let's come to the front of the mat. Bringing that into our whole practice, this sense of simplicity, steadiness, centeredness, clarity. Bring the weight onto the left foot. We're going to step back for triangle, Trikonasana. Step back with the right, even weight between the feet, not parallel, right angle, that's the word I was using. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms to shoulder height. Inhale, open the palms wide across the chest, big heart. Reaching over on the exhale to the left and down, meet that left leg with the left hand, reaching up away from there with the right hand. Keep the shoulders down. Remember that chest is always wanting to reach up. Back of the neck is also long. Alignment, clarity. We're trying to keep all these alignments and clarity for energy rather than trying to achieve, an image and try to copy it. We're trying to find our own alignment in our own bodies. Where does that feel right, And if it means I have to come up a little bit, then that's better than kind of being out of alignment. This is what that means, this kind of alignment, so the energy is moving. And you're feeling that spaciousness within the body. There should be a certain amount of challenge. Maybe it's slightly uncomfortable. And we help that along with the breath. And bring our focus to the breath as well. Now use the inhale to come up. Inhaling through the nostrils, exhaling through the nostrils, the arms come down. Bend into the right knee and bring yourself back to the front of the mat. Switch the weight to the right leg, step back with the left. Even weight between the feet, get that steadiness. Clarity. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms down to shoulder height. Inhale, open the chest wide, expansive. Exhaling, reach over to the right and down. Meeting that right leg. Really check and make sure you're not sort of kind of cheating yourself. By that I mean, you know, I'm going to get right down here no matter what. Better to come up a little bit, better to find that clarity, better to find that quality in your asana. Strong legs, soft knees, feet open to the ground, not gripping at all. Feel the arches lifting of the feet. This is an interesting aspect. And feel this harmony in this triangle shape. Harmony we're creating. And then use the inhale to come back up. And the exhale, lower the arms down. Clarity. Bring the bend the left knee and bring the weight back to the front of the mat. Okay, we're going to step back a big step for some warriors. So bring the weight onto the left foot. We'll take a big step back with the right. Great big step. Pointing the right toes forward slightly. Get the hips level. So we'll start with peaceful warrior. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms to shoulder height. Inhale, expand between the fingertips, shoulders down, chest lifted. Looking down the left arm, bending into the left knee, pressing into that right foot. Open here. Really nice and open. Now we'll come into peaceful breathing in. Breathing out, reaching back with the right hand. As the right hand goes down, the left arm goes up. And then we reach over the body. The palm is facing down, facing the mat. And we're reaching over the body, leaning strongly into that back leg. It's strong. This whole leg is earthed. And keeping that bend in the left knee. So if it's started to straighten up, really bring that bend back into that leg, left knee, so that you've got the even weight between the feet. Well, that's what we're aiming for. Breathe deeply. Use the inhale to come up. Use the exhale to sink into warrior two, looking down that left arm. Strong legs, even weight. Now use the inhale to come up again. Exhale, lower the arms down slowly and softly. So we have that lovely variation, contrast and dynamic. Bending into the right knee, bring yourself back to the front of the mat. Shift the weight into the right foot and step back with the left. Land, find your positioning, hips level. Looking at the long edge of the mat. Inhale, lift the arms up, lift, feel the length through the waist. Exhale, bring the arms down to shoulder height. Inhale, lift the chest, fingertip to fingertip is expanded. Exhaling, checking that knee is going in line with the toes, pushing back into that left heel. Now we're coming into peaceful. Breathe in. As we breathe out, reaching back with the left hand and down, right arm floats up. As the left arm goes down, turn the palm so it's facing over the body, facing down to the ground, to the mat. Keep the bend in the front knee. Look up at the ceiling on the inside of that arm, or just looking where your neck feels more comfortable. No force or strain. Power, yes. Engagement, yes. Effort, yes. No pain, no force. Breathe. Good. Use the inhale to come back up. Use the exhale to sink into the posture, into warrior two for a moment. Come up on the inhale. Lower the arms on the exhale. Bend into the left knee and come back. Step onto the mat. Let's come into a little squat because we've had a lot of hip action there. Squatting. Some people like it, some people don't like it. So there's something for everybody. As we come into this squat, you know, you can always, if you find squats difficult, maybe tightness in the hips, you can always perch up on a small stool or a bolster, you know, while you're becoming more accustomed to it. Keep trying because it will change and it will get easier. Back of the hands on the ground, breathe in and breathing out, let the head drop, let the back of the neck relax. Feel the spaciousness in the back of the neck going into the shoulders. Feel the shoulders dropping forwards. Feel the head hanging. Can you feel the weight of the head hanging off of the neck? Imagine each out breath through the mouth is creating a bit more space between those little vertebrae in the neck. So your neck is getting longer just by breathing, letting it hang on the weight of the head. Good. And then lifting the head up. Good. Bring the hands together, lift the chest, and see if you can press the elbows on the inside of the knees, so sitting up nice and tall. Really feel that length coming in to the lower back as well, and feel the abdominals engage when you have to, if you're just kind of sitting there there's nothing really happening. But we lift here, lift the chest and try and make the body super long, back of the neck nice and long, then there's going to be something happening there. And in doing that, we're really toning and engaging with the center, with the trunk of the body, if you like. And then release, bring the hands to the ground, press into the hands, come into ragdoll. Knees bent, body hanging, still hanging. So now we're going to get a bit more release from the lower back as well. We just use that area, so let's get some release there. Knees are bent, legs strong, feet nice and solid on the ground. Arms hanging, elbows, shoulders, everything is just hanging on the ground. Again, we'll see, breathe in one more time through the nostrils, out through the mouth before we start to bring that energy into the base of the spine. Try and keep the knees bent the whole time you're uncurling. So it really puts the emphasis on that uncurling, and it can happen right up through the spine. Keep breathing in and out the whole time until you come standing. Roll the shoulders back, let the knees bend. We'll do that 3 times. Backwards, bending the knees and forwards with those shoulders. Just lifting the shoulders, rolling them forwards, getting a bit of movement and flow into this lovely open body. Okay. Another version of the warrior, it's a side plank stretch. So we bring the weight into both feet, hips, hips width apart, parallel with the feet. Lift the chest, standing tall. Weight on the left foot, big step back, big warrior step back with the right. Shuffle it into position. Hips nice and square. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms to shoulder height. Inhale, expand the chest. Exhale, bending into the left knee. Now we found this warrior to begin. Now you have choices. You can either keeping this body really upright, so we're not leaning forwards, we're keeping it facing forwards. You can just take that left elbow onto that left knee without leaning or flopping, keeping that shoulder up above the body. And then sweeping the fingers of the right hand down to the earth and then up into a diagonal. So rather than going directly up, you see this long line from the fingertip to the back foot. If you have the flexibility and you like this position, you can bring the left hand down to the ground on the inside of the left foot there. And actually, it's in some ways it's a bit easier because you're not having to hold the weight up. Imagine this long line. You make it very dynamic. You press the foot into the ground and extend with the fingers. It's almost like the body's just hanging off this line. Good. And then to come out, we need to bend into that left knee, bring the hand down, and then inhale up. Exhale, arms float down. So we need to get that little bit of impetus to help us come up. And then we just bend in the right knee, come back to the front of the mat. Good. Give the legs a little shake there. Because they're strong on the legs, strong on the arms, strong on the body. Weight on the right foot, step back with the left. Big step. Square the hips. Find your posture. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms to shoulder height. Inhale. As if you're coming into warrior 2. To start with, this is what we're doing. We're finding this position. Nice and open in the hips here. And then we just bring the right forearm down to the right knee. Sweep the left fingers to the ground in an arc. And bringing the hand up. And we're looking up. If you're balanced and your neck is okay with it, you can look up on the inside of that arm up to the ceiling. And also, of course, you have the option of bringing the right hand down to the ground, whichever you prefer. So to come out of it, you bend into the right knee and use the inhale to sweep up, push up, and exhale, lower the arms down. Bend into the left knee and come back to the front of the mat. Just give everything a little shake. Shake the legs, shake the arms. Good. Let's get a nice wide stance between the feet. We're just going to come into a wide leg ragdoll now. So have the knees nice and bent and start to feel the body just collapsing. So letting the chest fall forward, letting the arms hang forward, letting the head hang forward most of all. Knees are bent. And breathing in and out, just coming into this wide leg ragdoll. Knees are bent, whole body's hanging forwards. And breathing out through the mouth, restorative, releasing breaths, breathing in through the nostrils. Let it go, good. So we slowly uncurl again. Keeping the knees bent, coming up to standing, slowly, slowly, rebuilding and coming up to standing, slowly, slowly. Okay. Now standing, we're going to come into another kind of forward bend. So interlink the fingers behind the back, let the hands rest on the back, lift the chest, open the chest wide. So really feel that lifting and lengthening here as you breathe in through the nostrils. As you exhale, lead with the chest, coming forward, straight legs, forward bend. The arms are just resting on the back to begin with. And then if you can, let the hands start to come away from the back. Still interlinked, and they're just kind of falling away from the back and just using the weight of the body, using gravity to release the shoulders. It's a strong release, but we're not pushing. We're just letting that happen naturally with a bit of time, bit of breath. Breathing in and out, making sure you're not locking the knees. There's a slight softness in them so the legs can stay strong. And rely on the strength of the muscles rather than the lock of that joint, which we don't want. Now, still staying in the same position and still interlinking the fingers, bring those interlinked fingers to the middle of your back, where you think is the middle, and just draw a circle, a nice circle. It's like watering the fields. And circle the other way, bending the knees, slowly breathing in and out, come up to standing. Yeah, giving myself a little circle there, maybe rubbing the back a little bit there. Yeah. Turn the feet out at about 45 degrees, thereabouts. And we're going to come into our goddess pose. So let's get the legs ready. It's a nice, good, strong one. Lots of leg action today. So we're going to have nice, strong legs. Feel very stable. We work a lot on the legs and the feet, find a lot of stability. Particularly if things are a little bit busy or a little bit kind of chaotic or complicated or demanding, we need the steadiness to find it in ourselves. So bring the hands together, lifting the chest, breathing in. As you breathe out, the knees coming out widely to the sides, keeping the body upright so we're not leaning forwards or sticking the bottom out. We're keeping everything upright. Here is staying steady from the root to the crown. Inhale. Exhale, inhale, exhale through the nostrils. Keep the body really, really toned and really alive, like keeping that open channel all the time for the breath. Inhale, exhale. And a lot of the practice that we are making, breathing, postures, mindfulness in our Hatha yoga practice is for, becoming more clear, more able to be this open channel to receive everything we need to receive. The information, the wisdom, the knowledge that we all have already there. Yeah, so we become collaborators with the universe rather than feel like we're at its mercy. So let's come into, this is a really great channel clear, talking about that, kind of get a bit of fire to clear out all the old rubbish, because it keeps coming back in. It's like flotsam and jetsam, right? Breathing in, reaching up, look up, exhale through the mouth, rasping the throat, tongue out, eyes wide. I didn't get my eyes as wide as I wanted to. I was thinking too much about the other parts. So let's get it all together. Inhale. Good, come back. Let's try it again, breathing in. Breathing in and out. Do one more. I always think it's good to have one for luck there, just to get yourself steady. Inhale. Good. Talk about open channel. Let's bring those feet together. Give them a little shake of the legs, shake of the arms. Okay. Some balance now. Heron balance feels like a lovely counterpart to that strong fire. Heron, very airy, very soft, maybe watery even. So we bring the weight onto the left foot. The weight is off the right foot, but I just got toes there just to keep it steady. And I've got this nice finger touching, very tips of the fingers touching. Out breath. As you inhale, you're lifting the arms up, you lift the knee up. Hands come together, we turn the hands and the knee comes down. The whole leg comes down actually. And we switch the weight, fingertips touch. Inhaling, lifting the left knee. So how fast you do this is dependent on your breath, the length of your breath. So we're trying to slow that down. but the pace is always steady and even. Breathing in and breathing out. You might be the same time as me, you might be a little bit faster, you might be a little bit slower, but really think about the steadiness. You're controlling the airflow. Yeah, air's going to come in and out anyway. We have the choice to lengthen, to slow, to deepen the breath. We can manipulate it for our good. Inhale, rather than letting it kind of be however it wants to be, wayward. Keeping a steady, even breath. Noticing how that feels. You know, we've got to balance, keeping the eyes focused. Balancing and breathing, moving the body all at the same time. It really does focus the mind. So this is a very mindful, like a movement meditation, if you like. So it's got so many layers, it's beautiful. Inhaling, lifting the knee, reaching the arms up and exhaling. I'm just going to extend this a little bit because I'm enjoying this a lot today. I think this is very handy. So you can stay with that, or you can do the extended version, inhaling. As the arms come down, the heel presses out. The arms come up, the knees lifts up, so the extra little part that goes in there. Exhaling, the leg comes down, the fingertips touch. Same thing. So you can stay with, or you can, you can alternate. You can do sometimes with the extended, and sometimes just the simple. See how you feel. Maybe that's another thing that can even more engage and occupy the mind. Breathing in, breathing out. We'll do one more. Breathing in, lifting the knee high, pressing the other foot into the ground, pushing that foot out, hands come down, lifting up, lifting the whole body and exhaling, floating down, arms float, feet float, even weight between the feet, fingertips touch, bring the hands together in the heart center. Breathe in through the nostrils, out through the mouth. Good. Let's just take the feet apart, come into that lovely Tai Chi twist again, knees bend, just loosening it all up. This is very kind of, again, a nice contrast because it's very free. That is our oracle card for the week, freedom. That's what we're looking for, spaciousness, freedom. And this comes through our efforts, our practice, becoming clearer and more receptive. Good, slowly coming to a stop. So let's come to the half sun salutes. Breathing in, lift the arms up. Look up, bring the hands together, hands coming away from each other, knees bend slightly, touch the ground. Look forwards and upwards, open the chest, back and arms, forward bend. Breathing out fully, empty, bend the knees. So we can have a following big inhale, exhale. Yeah, we're really going to focus on making this breath really long and vibrant. Bend the knees, fingertips touch the ground. Inhale, look forwards. Open the chest, shoulders peel back. Exhale, forward bend, straight legs. Bend the knees, reaching up. Inhale. So we're filling ourselves up with air and then exhaling, emptying out again. Just finding those edges. What is the full capacity as we inhale? Exhale, hands coming down. Knees bending. So keep going with that one. Stay with that. Inhaling. Exhaling, bend the knees, touch the ground. Look up, open, very, very strong posture this. And forward bend, straight legs, bend the knees. Inhale, push up from the ground, reach up to the heavens. Exhale, empty out all the breath. Let's do a couple more rounds. Really getting this clarity, getting this open channel through our energies, through our efforts. Inhale, look up. Exhale, forward bend, straight. Really feel that the tail's lifting at that point. Bend the knees a lot, look up and inhale. Exhale, it's the last one. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward bend, straight. Bend knees, leading with the chest, fingertips. Inhale, look up. Really big inhale, and a long emptying exhale. Really soften into that forward bend. Bend the knees and push up through the feet. Look up, reach up to the heavens. Exhale, arms come down. Good. Bring the hands to the heart center. Settling. Have a moment of just settling your breath in Untitled Chapter, the mountain, with Anjali Mudra there. Just making sure the feet, just checking. They probably are, hopefully, because they should have been hips width apart and parallel. They might have shifted around in the movement. That's the beauty actually of that half sun salute. The feet stay still. Good. Pressing the hands together lightly. Lift. Try and really engage the body. We're lifting the chest, dropping the shoulders down away. As we get that action. Pressing the hands together. Soften the knees slightly. Feel the feet on the ground. Where's the weight? Is it on the outside edges of the foot, the inside, the heel, the toe? Try and even out the weight. Back of the neck long. Close your eyes. Have a sense of this centeredness. Grounded, centered. And this pressing these hands together kind of in a balanced, even way. So the forces within us are even. There's not an imbalance toppling one way or the other. Integrating. Good. And let the hands drop. Okay, let's come into, I think it'd be lovely to do the gratitude prayer today. Should do it every day, really. So again, just holding that posture, breathing in. As you breathe out, you point the fingers to the ground, looking down where the fingers are going. Casting your gaze out to the side, it's just a kind of, it's like peripheral vision of seeing the fingers just there moving up, and then bringing the gaze to watch the hands meet at the top, and then taking the hands down through the center. To the ground, looking down. Inhale, reaching up. So we bring to mind all the things that we appreciate in our lives right now, today, whatever it is. Breathing in. Starting with that kind of, we're creating this kind of beautiful energy of appreciation and gratitude, and it has an incredible power. And if we start with this, really, getting that kind of sparkling, I feel it in my body, and I feel it's kind of got an energy, it's got a vitality, and it's got this kind of fertile quality. It wants to grow, it wants to expand. It's like when you say something, you appreciate somebody and say something you appreciate about them, you kind of get this massive smile back, and then you get this extra energy. So it's constantly building. We can do this with ourselves, grateful for ourselves, appreciating ourselves. And then on that lovely golden bed of energy that we've created, we're going to bring in some desires and wants. What do I want? What do I need today? Reach up out into the universe, make that plea and bringing that as if it's already arrived into the body. Then we feel the gratitude. So it's like a double layer. This is the advanced one then. Feeling that gratitude for things we haven't even received yet. Whatever it is you need today, breathing in. And then let the hands just rest at the heart center. Just for a moment, close the eyes again. And bring your focus of attention, this powerful tool, this attention that we have. With the eyes closed, we can bring the attention in an inner space, so maybe bringing it into the heart space. Noticing what is your inner experience, what is your experience of your own heart today. And being able to differentiate between what we'd like it to be and how it actually is. And accepting and appreciating however it is today. Breathing with that. Noticing that. Good. Okay. So we're going to come down to the mat in a forward bend. So we can either take hold of the back or extend the arms. Breathing in, breathing out, coming down to the ground. Fingertips touch the ground. We'll have a back downward bend for a couple of breaths here. So breathing in, look forwards on the fingertips. Breathing out, forward bend. Really think about the chest coming down to the ground and the tail reaching up to the ceiling. Really feel that breath in that space between these 2 points. As you inhale, really feel that Space between those points, between the sternum and the tail, expanding. And as you exhale, feel the chest coming down towards the space between the toes and the tail reaching up to the ceiling. Yeah, so make that breath prominent and strong. Okay. Come up on the fingertips here. Bring the weight onto the left foot. We're going to step back with the right. Big step back. Into a lunge. So the weight, or the body is resting on this thigh here. The right foot is very far back, so go a bit too close. Just shuffle it back. Take another couple of steps. And the hands either side of this left foot. So I'm just going to take a moment here, breathing in this position, getting a good bit of expansion across the groin. Strong right leg, really push that right heel back. If it feels too strong, the alternative is bring that knee down, but still kind of giving it some attention and effort. We're still doing the same work. It's just slightly less intense. It's like a volume control. Good. Then bring the right knee down, coming up into a high kneeling position, adjusting to be able to balance well. So let's come into the crescent moon. Inhale, lift the arms up, palms come together. As you exhale, the hands come back, the hips come forward. Let's see how our crescent moon is doing. And the key in this, rather than kind of just bending, it's really feeling that the front of the body is expanding. And so the bend is even through that spine. Good. And you can look up at the ceiling if that feels okay for you. That might be a bit too straining on the neck, or it might just be, make you feel unbalanced. But it's worth having a look and trying that. One more breath in, and then breathing out, bring the hands down either side of the foot. Let's lengthen the left leg. So we press the big toe of the left foot into the ground, and we just start to imagine that left hip is reaching up and away. So we're just letting the body fall down onto this left leg. Try and make sure that the toe doesn't lift off the ground. That's what might happen. And you're going to feel that in different places. I can definitely feel it on the top of my foot there. You may be finding that is strong in the hamstring or the calf or the shin or anywhere really. It is, it's a strange one. We don't do this kind of thing. Good. Come back to this position with the hands either side, with a bent knee. And then we're going to bring the weight onto the right hand and the right knee. Actually, then we're going to come onto lift up the knee off the ground and come up onto the toe. And then we're going to send the left foot back. So we're in plank. See how your plank is. If it feels too strong, you can either bring your knees to the ground, or you can find this version of the plank. And it might be that that's easier for you, coming onto the forearm, particularly if you have, your wrists don't feel that strong or flexible. You might find this full plank a little bit strong. But we're going to just breathe here a second. Breathing in and out. Good. And whichever version you're in, and whichever way you want to come down to the ground, onto the front of the body, come down to the front of the body. And we'll just let the arms float back, rest on the side of the head, have a little bit of a rock side to side, just to ease out the body, just remind it. It's on the ground, it's okay, and we're having a little rest. Breathe in through the nostrils, out through the mouth. Clearing, constantly clearing and emptying. And finding the vitality in that, and that kind of emptying out. You think, by breathing out, by emptying, that there would be, you'd have less emptying, kind of giving. But it often means that you have more space to receive. So interesting idea to apply to life. So we're going to come now into some back bends. Come onto the forehead to begin. We're going to try a simple one to begin. With legs together. Inhale, lift the head off the ground, the chest, the chin. Lift the shoulders. Start to lift the arms up. And finally bring the legs in. So trying to get as much of the body off the ground as possible. And this one tends to make us sort of kind of strain and make funny faces. So instead we're going to have a smiling face. So there's a smile goes with this posture as well. Breathing in and out through the nostrils the whole time. One more breath in and release. Slowly sink into the ground. Turn your head the other way, just to give your neck even amount of release. Feel the body expanding against the ground, inhaling. Exhale through the mouth. Let it go. Bring the legs back together. Let's try this now. So we're going to come into a Sphinx. So the forearms are down either side of the body. Try not to make them too tight in. They probably might not even be on the mat. They'll be on the edges of the mat at least. And the shoulders are away from the ears, so you've got lots of space for your neck there. Come onto the forehead, the legs together. So we're not pressing into the arms to begin. We're using the body in the same way we just did. So we lift the head, the chin, the chest, and then we just steady ourselves with our arms. We're not pressing into them. So notice what's happening in your back. Also have a sense of the chest going forwards and upwards. So, rather than pushing into the arms, we're using the back strength. And also, rather than using the buttocks, switch the buttocks off and use the back strength and use the abdominals together. And if you're finding that difficult, just point the toes in. You'll find it very difficult to engage the buttocks. You point the toes inwards towards each other. Breathe. And it's a very serene face with this Sphinx. One more breath in. And now bring the weight into the arms and lower yourself down. Rest on the side of the face. Just release. Relax. Good. So, sort of kind of building up slowly. For the big one, the Cobra, you can stay with Sphinx if you think Cobra is too much for you. But I think if it's practiced with care and caution, Cobra is accessible. And actually, if you have some back issues, it can be exactly what will help. But you have to practice it carefully. So the hands slide back, so they're pretty much level with the shoulders. Keep those elbows in. So what we're trying to do by doing that is to not have this kind of elbows and everything's hunched up around the neck. Shoulders down away from the ears, come onto the forehead. Point the toes in towards each other actually to begin. Now, not pushing into the hands at all, spreading the fingers wide, but we're not pushing. We use the inhale to lift the body, lifting using the back, and then when we've lifted it as high as we can, then we push into the hands, still lifting the chest. So again, this is not what we want. That's just kind of not really, it feels like kind of a bit yucky. So instead, we pull the shoulders down and back. I like to have a slight bend in the elbows, so I'm using my arms, looking forwards directly. Even looking upwards if you find that that's useful to you. That maybe might help to encourage lifting of the chest. Breathe. That's about lengthening as well as bending the spine. This is a key part to practice the Cobra correctly. Now you can bend into the elbows, take all the weight into the arms and lower yourself slowly down. So lots of back bends, lots of openness and vitality. And then immediately we can push into the hands and sit back into the feet. So a nice counter pose for us, bringing the forehead to the ground, breathing in through the nostrils, out through the mouth. Into the nostrils, out through the mouth. Let's take a few moments there to really give your back some ease from all that back bending. So now we kind of come into this back opening, maybe even making claws with the fingers. If that feels good, if that feels like it's releasing, otherwise just resting there. Breathing strongly into the back body, feeling the back ribs expand as you inhale. And exhaling out through the mouth. We're going to come into downward dog now. So really get those hands engaged with the ground, fingers spread wide, hands, palms of the hands, glued to the ground, coming up onto all fours. Now breathing in, tuck the toes under. Breathing out, lift the knees off the ground. We're coming into downward dog. So that's also, it's a kind of, it's a slight counter pose feeling for the back on this one as well. So really pushing the hands back and lifting the tail up. Finding downward dog. We're looking back towards the feet. Breathe. Create space between the shoulder blades. Keep the tummy tucked in. And then we're going to come back or look up at the hands. Now bring the weight onto the left foot and left hand and step forward with the right. So now we're in the lunge again, but on the other side. You thought I'd forgotten. I almost did. So let's come into this lunge position. Make sure you slide that left foot back if it feels that your kind of bottom is in the air. So we've got this nice kind of line, you know, or if you bring the knee to the ground, that's fine. Really feeling the hips sinking down to the earth, breathing in and out through the nostrils. Now bring the left knee down. We're going to come into the crescent moon this side, so lifting up onto the right foot and the left knee, and also the top of the left foot. So widen the stance if you need to. Inhale, lift the arms up, the palms come together above the head. Exhale, take the hips forward, the hands are going back. So the arms go back and the hips go forwards. And look up at the ceiling, forward. Try that out, otherwise look forwards. All the time there's quite a lot of weight going back. So we're not kind of putting all the weight forwards into the right foot and the right thigh there. Now bring the hands down to the ground. Tuck the toes, tuck the left toe under, lift the knee off the ground and step forward to that left foot. And we're in standing forward bend, but actually we're going to turn it into a rag doll so we can just release the back even more, breathing into the nostrils, out for the mouth. Simple and effective. This is what I think, you know, yoga works. Simple and effective. And if it gets too complicated, then probably just stay with simple things, because it will just put you off. So stay with things that you know. It doesn't have to be, you know, wild acrobatic entertainment all the time. So we're going to bring the bottom to the ground now. Yes, at last. I'm sitting on the ground, legs out in front, bouncing knees up and down. So however you find is easiest to find this position, find it. Just giving the legs a little bit of release. Feeling the legs on the ground, maybe give the legs a little rub as well. It's just nice. The legs have worked hard today. And we're going to come into seated forward bend. First of all, Dandasana. So hands either side of the body. Notice how the arms are aligned with my body. They're not behind, they're not in front. They're right there. So the hands right on the side of the hips. Legs are together, toes are towards the ceiling. So really think about sitting up as if you were sitting against a wall and you're pressing the whole of your back against the wall. Even the back of the head's there as well. So this means we have to take the shoulders back as well, because the shoulders is also part of the back. And lifting the chest, long here, looking at the big toes with the eyes. I don't know what else you would look at the toes with, but we're going to use the eyes in this instance. Pressing into the ground, lifting the chest away from the hands. So again, we get this dynamic between the hand and the chest. And then release, soften. It's nice to release. Now, seated forward bend. Breathing in, lift the arms up. Exhale, reaching forwards with the chest, leading with the chest. The arms move through space and they reach the legs or the ground, but without, you know, kind of thrusting the chest, the shoulders forwards and reaching. We find wherever we can, on the legs or on the ground. Some of you may be able to reach the toes. I hook the first two fingers around the big toes. That's quite a good anchor. Or the edge of the feet. Or if you feel like you want to have that anchor but you can't reach the feet without, you know, crumpling forwards, put something around the feet like a scarf or a belt. But try and keep, it's always the key thing is keeping this upright posture, keeping this engaged abdominals. This is the key part, the forward bend. Otherwise, it's sort of losing that alignment, and clarity and energy. Breathing in, breathing out. We're not really, you know, with this focus on the quality in our asana, then we're going to be supporting our body and also having that much more attuned experience rather than this kind of goal-driven experience. Good. Coming up on the inhale, letting go of that on the exhale. Bring the hands behind you, fingers pointing forwards, and you can either lift the chest, come up into this position and hold that, or up into a tabletop with the feet on the ground, or a hip lift, so with legs straight, body straight. And we'll just hold that for another breath in, and as we breathe out, we're just going to lower down out of whichever one you've chosen. And we're slowing down, last bit of effort here, extending the fingers towards the toes, breathing in and out through the nostrils. Got a few things to do on the ground to ease out the body and to bring it into a more relaxed state, and relax as you reach the ground. Breathe in through the nostrils, sigh out through the mouth, and in this moment of just letting go, acknowledge and recognize, how does my body feel now? Now it's supported by the ground, now it's moved and been engaged, and my mind has been engaged. Does it feel different? Is there a quality to the mind or to the body, to your experience? And I said that I had a sense of, oh, there's a sparkling quality to my mind. This is what comes to me. That wasn't quite there before, before we started. Good. And then we're going to hug the knees and give the back a little bit of, oh yes, very much in need. Use the back, particularly the lower back, quite a lot today, so this is going to probably really be well received. So enjoy it, rock and roll around the lower back. And then we're just going to rub the knees a little bit. Let's just smooth the spine a little bit on the ground. So take the hands around the front of the kneecaps. Inhale, take the knees away, but holding on. Exhale, bring the knees into the body, lift the head up into this small little seed. Inhale, flatten the back, take the knees away. So it's a simple little movement. Just engaging the back with the breath. Just a few of those. If you want to, again, we'll do a couple more. You can extend the legs and arms away and then come back into this little knot. Squeeze. Take the legs as far away as you want to, really. You can take them right out into a long extension, as long as you keep that lower back engaged with the ground. If it starts lifting up, then you're going to lose that strength in the abdominals and it's going to be all too much for the back. We don't want to do that. That's kind of anti-yoga. We don't want that. That's, you can just stay with the holding the knees. Make this the last one, squeezing out. Place the soles of the feet on the ground. And we're just going to bring the feet close to the buttocks, really tighten them in, and make sure the feet are hips width apart and they're parallel. Knees, there's space between them, and we're keeping that space even. Some people like to put a ball or a block between their knees to keep that space even. You can do that if you want to. Palms flat down, shoulders down away from the ears, chin tucked in tightly for our bridge. So you're going to move with this. Breathing in, lifting the hips. Breathing out, rolling down. So I'm not doing anything too crazy. I'm just kind of enjoying myself. I'm not going into the, I'm just kind of pushing into the feet, lifting the hips where they want to go, and rolling the spine down. Making this a softer kind of movement. But if you feel like, oh, I want to get a little bit higher, I want to open up the front of my body, then go for it. But really focus more today in this on the rolling down of the spine. So this is really just gentle spinal movement, breathing in and breathing out. Again, if you want to use the arm movement on the inhale, as you lift the hips up, you can lift the arms up. And then as you exhale, bring the arms back through space. So you can choose keeping the arms still or moving the arms. Good. And the next time you come up, see if you can just hold this for a second. And you can either hold this and stay as you are, or you can just shuffle your shoulders a bit closer together and then sink the fingers under the body, pressing the backs of the arms in the ground. Making sure you're pressing into the feet, lifting the chest, the chin tucked in tightly. Breathe. One more breath in, release the arms, roll the spine down, and counter pose, hug the knees. Have a little rock and roll there. Release the back. That moving bridge is a great one to do, well, I would say end of the day is lovely, just to release your back, get yourself on the ground, do some twists, do some moving bridge, some extensions. Back will be very happy with you. It's a good way to start practicing yourself. So let's just take the feet. We'll have the feet together, actually. We'll have them away from the body for a spinal twist. So arms out to the side, palms flat down, breathing in. Through the nostrils, as you breathe out, let the knees fall to the left and the head goes over to the right. So we've got this spinal twist happening. And just relax them, you know, try just to relax the legs there. Let's take a few breaths there. Do one or two. Just giving that space to this twist. Using the inhale to come to center, head and knees, and then letting those knees fall to the right, the head goes over to the left. So you can see how my feet are kind of becoming one big foot. And once you're in the position, kind of releasing any tension. It doesn't matter if the legs start kind of, you know, straightening out or not being exactly in the position. Inhale, bring the knees to center, bring the head to center. Exhaling, knees fall to the left, head goes over to the right. We'll just do one more each side. Breathe deeply in and out through the nostrils, just enjoying this beautiful twist. We're retaking you'll notice retaking that head over, the neck turning towards the right. So increase that lovely twisted shape. Use the inhale to lift to center. We'll go last time. Knees fall slowly to the right on the exhale. Head goes over to the left on the exhale. And we're just breathing a couple of breaths or so. And just as you breathe out in this twist, just feeling that release. Like the twist is squeezing out only last little bits of tension that might be around in your body. And lifting to center. And we're just going to slide the legs away. Give ourselves a full extension on the ground. Point the toes, arms extended, breathe in, breathe out, push the heels away. So we're just going to move here, point the toes, inhaling, exhale, push the heels away. And then relax the arms, relax the legs. Breathing in. And on the exhale, through the nostrils, the arms move through space. And then they end up at the end of the out breath on the ground, either side of the body, let the arms flop out. Space between the feet, lying in Shavasana. If there are other positions you prefer or more comfortable for your back, then you can do those, which, you know, semi-supine, if you find it very uncomfortable for your lower back to be flat. Semi-supine, knees bent, you can let the knees fall together. Back of the neck is always long though. If your neck is on the ground, your head's on the ground, nice long back of the neck. If it's not possible to do that, you know, your neck is in this position, make sure you put it on a small flattish cushion or a folded blanket. So I'm going to come into a still moment now. Stillness for a couple of minutes. And there's one thing that I've realized, it's that stillness is where it's at. All the creativity, all the restoration, all the wisdom, all the clarity. So our theme to today seems to have been clarity, centeredness. We're just going to let ourselves relax into that clear, imagine a clear pool of water, you're just relaxing into it. So feeling your body softening, relaxing with each out breath. The breath is now very soft in the nostrils, your eyes are closed, taking your focus inwards. And the breath is coming in and out through the nostrils, soft and easy, almost imperceptible. Breath coming in, breath going out. Feel yourself, this open channel, clear, fresh, vital, open and receptive. Breath is just moving in you, coming in and out. Effortless, easy, nothing to do here. Just watching the breath. Feeling your body relax. Feeling that clear pond holding you, around you. Cleansing. So we come to the end of our practice today. Let's just return back to the day with maybe a new energy, a new vitality. So start moving your body, start coming back to seated, start looking around, open the eyes, going from the inside to the outside. Amazing how, well, I hope that's been relaxing, that couple of minutes relaxation. Only needs a small amount, but it's really important to do that. So just finding yourself. Couple of hands together now as you come to seated. Or closure. Take heat and energy between the hands, bring them into the heart center, close the eyes, and bring to mind your intention, your Sankalpa. In the deepest part of yourself, what is it you truly desire underneath all the smaller desires? What is actually the ultimate desire within yourself? And the Sankalpa or intention ideally should be pointing towards this aim and supporting it. So say that to yourself a few times. Take it deep into your heart, give it love and warmth and energy. Namaste. Thank you so much. Thank you for your practice today. Have a great day.